What makes a true king? The power to rule or the courage to sacrifice? In a forest filled with fear, one gentle leader chose to face death so that others could live. This story teaches us a timeless truth that real leadership is born from compassion, not from strength. Once upon a time, in a vast and beautiful forest, there lived two great herds of deer. One herd was led by King Banyan, a wise, gentle, and golden in color. The other herd was ruled by King Branch, a proud, strong, and a fierce leader. Both herds lived peacefully beside a wide flowing river. Tall trees guarded the land like soldiers. Birds sang like flutes. But beyond the forest stood a great human kingdom. The king of that land loved hunting more than ruling. His chariots rolled into the forest like thunder. Arrows cut the air like lightning, striking without mercy. Fear spread among deer like wildfire in dry grass. Many were hunted, others injured, some never returned. One evening, the King Banyan and the King Branch called a meeting. Moonlight shone on frightened faces of hundreds of deer. Mothers guarded their young, trembling like leaves in rain. The river reflected worry and helplessness. The King Branch roared angrily, "We must fight back. We are many. We can defeat all the men." His herd cheered with desperate hope. But King Banyan shook his head gently. His eyes held wisdom deeper than the river. King Banyan said, "Strength here will only lead to more death. Violence cannot end violence." The forest grew silent at these words. Even winds slowed to listen. Then Banyan continued, "I have a different plan. We shall offer one deer a day to the king. In return, he must stop hunting the rest." Shock rippled through the herd like storm waves. One death a day is better than many deaths in 1 hour, the Banyan said quietly again. King Branch disagreed, but could not deny the logic. Hope returned slowly, like sunrise after night. The next day, the human king arrived to hunt, but instead of cures, he found a deer waiting. The deer bowed as if offering itself. The king was shocked. Never had animals shown such ardor. When he learned of the Banyan's proposal, he admired the wisdom. He agreed to the pact. One deer every day, no more hunting others. Peace returned through shadowed by sorrow. Each morning, a deer walked to the palace willingly. The forest prayed for the chosen one. Some days, mothers cried. Some days, brave stags left proudly. Life continued, bittersweet, like honey and tears mixed. But the King Banyan stood strong, never letting cures return. One day, fate picked a delicate pregnant doe. Her belly carried new life like a blooming flower. She came to King Banyan with tears sparkling like dew. "My lord, let me live until my child is born," she whispered in broken voice. The king felt her pain like a blade in his heart. He closed his eyes, thinking deeply. All deer watched, hearts pounding inside their chests. A leader's decision would shape many lives. Banyan finally spoke gently. "You may stay." Gasp spread across the herd. Hope burst like light. But tomorrow, another deer must go. Banyan knew who it should be. A king must bear the burden of his people. He chose himself. Next morning, he walked towards the palace alone. His steps were slow but steady, strong like truth. Sunlight fell on him like a crown of gold. Birds flew silently beside him like guardians. The forest held its breath. Human palace gates rose high like mountain cliffs. Guards started in disbelief at the golden king of deer. Banyan bowed and spoke with calm grace. Please take me instead of the mother carrying life. His voice held courage thicker than iron. The human king was astonished. Never had he seen such sacrifice. Why would you offer yourself? The human king asked. Then Banyan replied softly, a king must suffer before his people do. Silence swallowed the palace courtyard. Even soldiers lowered their spears. A breeze moved like blessing from the heavens. The king's heart melted like ice in sun. Compassion awakened inside him like a new dawn. No deer shall die again, the human king declared. Bells rang in joy. Guards smiled. Birds sang. King Banyan lifted his head, surprised but grateful. The human ruler once again said, go home, O noble king. You have taught me leadership greater than power. King Banyan walked back through the forest like returning victory. The pregnant doe cried with joy when she saw King Banyan. Herd cheered like thunder. Leaves danced like festival ribbons. King Branch bowed in respect, pride turning into admiration. Peace returned forever like spring after long winter. The young fawn was born days later, healthy, bright-eyed, strong like future hope. King Banyan watched with gentle smile. His heart became light like feathers. The herd thrived, rivers sparkled, forest bloomed. No arrow touched their land again. People remembered King Banyan as the king of mercy. Forest remembered him as the king of wisdom. Deer remembered him as father of life. Even wind whispered his name through leaves. Generations grew under his peaceful rule. His story spread far beyond forest and kingdom. Birds carried this tale across horizons, and time protected his memory like a treasure. Strength makes kings feared, but compassion makes them eternal. Banyan proved leadership was not muscle but heart. His sacrifice saved more lives than arrows ever could, and wisdom ruled where weapons once did. True leadership is not about power but compassion. Strength may command fear, but kindness inspires loyalty and peace forever. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.